Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, February 23rd. Skipped yesterday, gamed with my buddies, continuing to explore a wizard's tower that's kind of a diversion from the actual plot. But man, it's interesting and fun to do, and it looks like they're going to be going into a third episode of that later on. It's taken a while. Oh well, I think they're having fun anyways. Today, I worked, and while working, news was arriving on Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, the new D&D book coming out in May, which is kind of encouraging. It's a setting book for Ravenloft, which we've already had an adventure for, but this is showing they're willing to push further and give full amounts of content for it. We get a couple of subclasses, the College of Spirit for the Bard, and the Undead Patron for the Warlock, which I feel was in a book before, like Sword Coast Adventures, Sword Coast book, whatever, I think. Maybe not. Then we're getting some lineages, the Damphir, the Reborn, and the Hexblood, and hopefully they've managed to fix them since the Unearthed Arcana, as they were kind of lackluster there, but we'll see. Whatever. It says 40 pages of monsters, including nautical monsters and Sea of Sorrows. So new monsters is cool. 40 pages is probably less than 40 monsters, but close to. And then the other, comment it makes is there are 30 domains with 30 villainous Dark Lords, and to which the thought is, well, what do you mean domains? Because this is D&D, and in D&D, a domain is a class option for a cleric, so using that to mean something else is really not very good communication. But what they mean is, for example, Barovia is Strahd's domain, so that Barovia is, the vampire. Okay, so from that, we have ones for Twisted Fairy Tales, Flesh Golems, Zombies, Dark Rainforests of Indian Folklore, Hunting PCs for Sport, Mad Science, etc. And then each of them has their own weird little name, like Barovia, other weird names. But essentially, so it's a bunch of different flavors of this horror D&D kind of setting. So, should be fun. And taking a look at Ravenloft as a setting book as opposed to as a campaign will make it more interesting for me. Now, I'm going to be thinking about, what do I want to watch? Because it is Tuesday, it's movie day. I've been looking forward to movie day, and man, I was thinking last week, what would be a really good movie to watch to help, top of the charts kind of thing, to help sort of get a target near the top of my rating system. Yeah, but then last week I got distracted because it was all snowy still. But what movie could I watch? I know! I could watch The Greatest Showman. We'll do a few things, knock a few things off the list. It'll help me to aim towards what is near the top of my, ranking system. It'll also set a precedent that just because I've seen a movie in theaters doesn't mean I can't rewatch it and rate it for my home reviews. Also, I will point out, home review is now movie day. Because I called it home review because I was going to call it couch review, and then I didn't get a couch. But it's like, I'm still home, so I called it home review. And that has bothered me ever since. Because it sounds like I'm going to be reviewing a home, and I am not. But last week, I was all like, so excited for movie day, and I'm like, movie day? Why don't I just call it movie day? So it's movie day. And then this movie day, I'm going to watch Greatest Showman. And I would give The Greatest Showman 9.7. I'd give it 9.7. A little higher than I even anticipated going in. I figured it was probably going to be about 9.5, but There's so little I can imagine being better in that. And even some of the scenes that when I saw it in theaters, I wasn't a huge fan of. As this is, I think, the 4th time watching the movie, I'm growing more and more attached even to those. It really is a good movie. And I'll keep this relatively brief, as I have already discussed this movie twice. But I will, as I have lately been doing, read from the back of the box. Hugh Jackman leads an all-star cast in this bold and original musical filled with infectious, show-stopping performances that will bring you to your feet time and time again. Inspired by the story of P.T. Barnum and celebrating the birth of show business, the film follows the visionary who rose from nothing to create a mesmerizing spectacle. On the surface, it's the story, a fictitious take on the story of P.T. Barnum, of Barnum and Bailey's Circus, starting the circus, and of Philip Carlyle, who he ropes into being his business partner. Who finds love. The movie, from the start, starts with Barnum as a kid, with this crush on this girl. And you think, okay, so the pace of the movie is going to go by rising to success, he's able to get the girl. Everything you know about movies tells you that. But they subvert your expectations, and that's not the case. She loves him anyways. She doesn't need him to be successful. She doesn't need him to have money. She loves him and his imagination and creativity and spirit. And so the movie begins with them together. Right from the start. A movie that values love. I love that. However, the plot of the movie being, starting the circus and Philip Carlyle, Zac Efron, finding love and getting that relationship. That's a great story. But also, really, it's the story of P.T. Barnum going from nothing, a poor man with a wife and 2 daughters who he wishes he could provide better for, and finding success after success after success, and not realizing until it all falls out from under him that really none of that was helping him feel like he had what he wanted. What he really needed was his wife and 2 daughters. Just the family that he loves, and that was enough. And along the way, he helped all the freaks and the oddities, peoples of different races and colors, different shapes and sizes, all come together, form a family, and be able to see their own value in themselves, as well as help a few people see the value in them. The music is astonishing and touches my heart. The movie, the story, the music, it brings me to tears. And it makes me feel hope at times. Hope is very powerful. And I love musicals. So as far as Adam rated this very high, yeah, it's a musical, is gonna get rated high. I really like musicals. Also, I don't know if you've seen my house, but it is definitely a movie that I really enjoy. That's not a poster. I have posters, quite a number of them. This one, I got a canvas print. It is the highest quality such decoration I got. because it meant something to me. It really did. I love that movie. Let me know what you think if you've seen it. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you watch it. It's a good movie. It does also always make me sad that there is little to no circus. Sure, like right now, given the pandemic, there's no circus, but I do not recall as a child properly appreciating the circus when it would come to town. I think I maybe saw it once or twice. And now, as an adult, with a different perspective, I would love to see that. But the circus doesn't come to town now. We're beyond that. Oh well. At least we have the spectacle. Otherwise, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you for joining me. Joining me as my journey continues.